What's good, y'all, man? It is your boy Sniper Kicks. It is November, man. November is holiday season, and it's crazy because most people are buying gifts, they're buying sneakers. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about some profitable sneakers that you can start selling to start making money. I'm getting a shipment of two sneakers that can make you money if you're able to get access to them. So I'm gonna talk about the breakdown, talk about how you can actually approach this season, therefore you can accelerate your sneaker sales. Make sure you stay into the end because I have something special for you that will allow you to accelerate and start making 5 times more in your sneaker reselling business. So guys, make sure you fasten your seatbelt because this is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a lot of education. So I've been reselling full time for the past 6 years and it has been spectacular, but there's a lot of things that I learned in that process that I'm gonna share in this video. So make sure you fasten your seatbelt. Let's go, let's get right into it. Man, shipment is here. First one I'm taking out. Oh man, I already know these are crazy right here. And it is the Jordan 11 H-Town. And the crazy thing about Jordan brand is actually making regional exclusive Air Jordan 11s for its anniversary. So this one is the H-Town, which is gonna be around the Midwest. You know, again, Midwest, you can put Texas in there. And then there's the Mojave, whereas on the West Coast, that is the purple pair. We'll put the kind of a picture up there. And then in the East Coast, we got the Jordan 11 285, which is the Atlanta exclusive. So these are pretty limited. So this sneaker right here will make you some money. So we're gonna talk about that there. And then we have, bam, the Jordan 11, man. This one is the one, it's not as limited, but it is the Jordan 11 Gamma, man. I've been waiting for this sneaker because I sold my pair years ago and I always wanted to come back. So there is going to be a ton of pairs of these, over 1 million pairs, but this sneaker can absolutely make you money if you do it the proper way. So I'm going to talk about how to do that. I'm going to talk about the analytics. So make sure you stay into that. And I'm going to talk about how you're able to get access to sneakers that are profitable. Because the game of reselling is getting sneakers that can make you money. That is the game of reselling, getting sneakers that can make you money, but there is little intricacies that you need to do. So those are the Jordan 11s that we got. So now we're gonna go back down in the office, talk about them, how you're gonna be able to implement some of these strategies, therefore you can move forward. So again, a lot of teaching in this video. So now we're gonna go downstairs and keep it moving. Let's go. So now we got some pairs down here, but you saw the Jordan 11 H-Town. And now we're gonna break down, how you can start making money and get the right sneakers, because a lot of people just don't understand. You gotta get the right sneakers at the right price to be able to make money. So these two Jordan 11s starting it off. So any sneaker that is limited, and when I say limited, it's not a general release that everybody has access to, is a sneaker you do want to go after. Like these Jordan 11 H-Towns right here. Like I said, they're going to be a regional exclusive. It's specifically H-Town, but stores in the Midwest will be receiving these. And being able to get access to a sneaker like that, number one, you got to be lucky. Or number two, you just have to have the right connections, the right vendors to be able to get a sneaker, like that. And that is one tangible thing in the equation, is being able to get access, to those pairs. And how you're able to do that is basically networking, and just networking with people that are tapped into, the sneaker world and the resale world. Because the more people you know that actually resell sneakers, the greater the probability of you getting access to a sneaker like that. But a lot of you guys like Sniper, I don't have the time to be networking and do all those different things. And there's always a shortcut. And again, the shortcut I tell people is that you need someone that can actually open the door for you. And I'm gonna actually be doing that at my live training that is happening over the weekend. So if you wanna learn that, make sure you click the link in the description section. Again, it's sniperkicks.info, and I'm gonna be going over that more in detail. So again, that's the first part of the equation right here, is getting access to sneakers that most people can't get. That gives you a competitive advantage. But if you see a sneaker like the Jordan 11 Gamma, phenomenal sneaker, there's gonna be over 1 million pairs. It is a general release where they're gonna be more widely available. Now you gotta be more strategic at how you're going to sell it. So StockX, GOAT, eBay, great platforms, but they have something called commission fees. And that means that they did all the work for you, therefore they're gonna charge you a fee, and it's usually around that 15% mark. And with this Gamma, if you're able to get access to pairs, especially bigger sizes, and I know you're gonna ask a question, Sniper, how do you know what size to get? It is very simple with that. You know what size to get is by looking through the analytics. And when I say analytics, the numbers never lie. If you go to the Jordan 11 Gamma on StockX or Alias and you look at what is selling the most and what is the most demanded, how many times people are buying the sneaker, you're going to see the bigger sizes are going to hit that threshold compared to 13 compared to an 8. Why? It's because they make less pairs of 13. They don't make as many. And number two, more people that were at 13 wants this sneaker just based off the numbers. So if you're able to get bigger sizes of a sneaker like this, a 12, a 13, 11, 11 and a half, you'll be able to make more money because the demand is high and the supply is lower than that demand. So reselling is all a game off, analytics and, all those different things. Another strategy you can use, and one of my clients that work with me directly, his name is Wesley, is that he does something called pre-orders. I do pre-orders as well, but he is newer to reselling. So this is what he's doing with pre-order, guys. So a sneaker like the Jordan 11 Gammas, and you can get access to those pairs. Either is that through vendors, if that's through Foot Locker, if that's through Finish Line, if that's through whatever. What you do is you do a pre-order and then you do a non-refundable deposit, guys. I'm giving you guys game right now. A non-refundable deposit. So as you go through your network and tell people, hey, I get sneakers, guys, that's the first thing you need to do. You need to tell people in your network that you are someone that gets sneakers, and then you can do pre-orders with a non-refundable deposit. Typically $50 is going to be that mark, whereas like people don't want to lose $50. If they're going to give you $50, they're most likely going to buy that sneaker. You get what I'm saying? So once you get that non-refundable deposit and you put your price ahead, make it, let's say $350 on these Jordan 11, that gives you room, a lot of room for profit. Like both of these sneakers, I made over $100 on both of these sneakers. And my profit margin on that is over 33%, the profit margin that I made. So keeping it simple, if you get over 33%, let's say 40% profit margin, and again, one of my guys, Noah, actually, got like 45, 50%. That's why you need to be at that live training. You want to do what Noah's did. I'm going to put it right here, over like 47% selling these Jordan 11 Gammas, which again, you can learn how to do that as being at my live training, sniperkicks.info. That is a game changer, guys. That is a game changer. I'm telling you, that's a game changer. But let's say you do 30%, right there. Guys, if you just have to multiply that now, let's say you're 30% profit, you're making $90 a piece, or let's say $80. If you have 5 people that do that, you just made $400 just like that. So that's the game of reselling. There's so many levels to it, and I've helped so many people make a boatload of money with reselling. It's just a numbers and an analytics and a tracking. So that's method I use, like these Gammas, a ton of pre-orders, H-Towns, a ton of pre-orders, but I just want to keep it base level. The things that I do is a little bit more, it's going to be when you're more seasoned, because I use a website, I'll make a separate video on that, but it's very simple with resale. You just got to understand what sneakers are demanded and what sneakers are and what prices that you're able to get it at, where you're able to make that right profit margin. And Jordan 11's very demanded. It's holiday season. This is a limited sneaker, which is huge. This right here is also not going to be, I was going to say limited. This is not going to be limited, but the access to it. I'll give you a perfect example why pre-orders are so important. There's a sneaker right here, and this is the Jordan 1 Union Shadow Chicago. This sneaker, I sold over 100 pairs. I'm sure you watched that video there, but every pair that I sold, I made $100. You do the math on that. $100, minimum $100. The reason why I was able to do it, even though the market tanked, was because I was doing pre-orders where people really wanted this sneaker. I was able to fulfill it, and I got the money up front, and then I fulfilled on the order. Therefore, I had my guaranteed profit. So that is something you can take into play. Like this sneaker was one of the craziest sneakers for me in 2025. And again, it's a simple process there. But guys, man, I just want to do a lot. I'm going to do a lot more education on how to actually resell. Because again, most people like the hype behind reselling, but they don't understand the education and the tangible things behind it. Again, always look at the data, the analytics. If you're able to build clientele and start doing pre-orders to get that deposit, that's gonna allow you to make more monies for sneakers that are demanded. And again, sneakers that are demanded don't have to be the a very hype sneaker like a Jordan 11 Gamma. Like my guy Wesley, he was selling the Jordan 5 soft pinks like hotcakes, and that's not like a super hype sneaker. So it doesn't matter if it's super hype. You just got to see if people actually want it, if it's actually demanded, and you're able to make profit there. So guys, now we're going to kind of get these packed up. You see some other sneakers here that we're able to sell, the Shadow, the Chicago Lows. Again, you want to have a variety and you want to have a consistent kind of flow to it. So that's why you need to track everything, and that is huge. So guys, we're gonna get these packed up and then we're gonna kind of end the video and go from there. But make sure at the live trading, sniperkicks.info, you do not wanna miss out. So much education on how you can take your business to the next level. So guys, that's a wrap for today. Jordan 11 Gamma, Jordan 11 H-Town. There's other sneakers that are in this Jordan 11 pack, which is the Mojave, and also the 285, which is the Atlanta exclusive. So guys, again, holiday season is here. People are just buying. People are buying. It is getting ridiculous. And I'm going to show some of the, the things that people are doing. I'm going to just put a whole bunch of screenshots here of what people are doing during holiday season. And people don't realize, like, people are spending like $280 billion through November and December just on Christmas shopping, like 280 billion, something crazy. And sneaker reselling sales go up by 50% during the holiday season, November, December. So this is the perfect opportunity to get into reselling. And reselling is not hard to do, but it does take some consistency. You got to get educated. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know the numbers, like I talked about with these Jordan 11s. So like I mentioned, if you really want to take this serious and learn, make sure at my live training where I'm going to be talking about, how to get sneakers that are profitable, different vendors that you're able to use and really move forward with, how to actually start to sell your sneakers faster, where to sell them, like all of these things. And I could be on this video for like 3 hours talking about this. You're going to learn at that live training. And guys, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. There's a lot of ways to resell sneakers. There's a lot of ways to get the sneakers, but you always want to do the proper way. So make sure at the live training, guys. Man, holiday season is here. Make sure you take advantage, and hope I see you soon. You already know, Sniper Kicks is out. Peace.